Welcome back to the Crypto's Key conversation. I had a conversation with one of my people the other day, and we were just talking about investing. We were talking about investing into, crypto, regular stock market. Learning to trade, certain ticker symbols and projects and companies, if you will. Talking about possibly diversifying to real estate one day and getting into other markets and niches, if you will. And when we got done having the conversation, we just kind of sat down and reflected for a minute. And for me, I kind of got a little heated and emotional because I was just thinking about like all the ebbs and flows and ups and downs that I've experienced in my time investing this, in particular in this space. And I came across a bunch of different, posts on X and a couple of different videos, talking about, community members that's been just, super emotional, super high, super low, complaining about how the market is bad and negative and it's all a scam and all these different things, right? All these real feelings that all of us at one point or another had. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I just want to say, and I want to start it with this video saying like, hey, it's part of the course. This is the crypto space. This is kind of how things operate here. All we can do is try to do our due diligence and research, these projects that we're trying to get into and invest our hard-earned money in. Continue to stay engaged. Make sure you're staying on top of the technology, the growth. If there's a real use case and utility, the team, staying involved in the community, and just really sticking to your investment strategy. If your investment strategy is day trading or swing trading, whatever the case is, or hodling for the long term, if you have a particular exit price or whatever the case is, sticking to your strategy that works best for you and your family and loved ones, because going against your beliefs, going against your education or the hard work and research that you put in can be beneficial sometimes. More than not, though, if you go against what you've already have set and planned for yourself, trying to control the not just the actual action but the psychology and mental part of it, I mean, it can be devastating. I mean, I'll just say this: I made some really bad plays in my time since late 2017 in this space. Still fortunate enough to be here and still have for me a relatively okay portfolio. But I made some bad plays, man, and it's all part of the learning process. Like, we all at one point or another had our, ourselves in our own individual in investing. But I'm saying this is stay true to yourself, do your best. That's all you can do. Surround yourself with people that help motivate you, help keep you grounded, give you constructive criticism, follow, people in the community that you trust and have value in and that speak truth to the best of their ability. And just kind of try to stay grounded through this thing. At this point, I believe we are starting to really turn that corner, if you will, or we're finally starting to get over that mountain, to get to the leeward side of that mountain. The climb in this part of the cycle, based on the TA that I've been seeing and how things have been happening per cycles. I've been a part of a few cycles. We're almost there. So just kind of a waiting game, especially when it comes to the XRP community. I know how you feel. I know how I feel. Even still to this day, someone that's pretty grounded in my investing in my portfolio, especially when it comes to the digital asset XRP, I still have days where I'm just like, man, are you serious? Like, what's going on? Or, oh man, we just had an astronomical victory against the SEC. Why are we still here? I still have those moments. They may be very brief and they don't carry as much weight as they used to, but they're still there. So I know a lot of you out there have those high emotions, and hey, don't let it control you, okay? You got to do what's best for you at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not telling you to do one thing or another. One thing I am telling you to do is stay grounded in yourself and know that, it's kind of rough in this space. We're sitting at $1 trillion market cap super early. Whether, people tell you something different than that or not, like the truth is we are super early. And I'm going to just touch on this before I continue on. Ashley Prosper saying, anyone telling you it's too late to get in the crypto market doesn't understand the scope of the changes taking place. To put it another way, they are focused on the trees in front of them. They can't see the forest. I mean, Ashley Prosper, shout out, man. I mean, that's well put. We get, it's so easy to get consumed and blinded by literally like what's right in front of us, right? We take a step back, we look at the bigger picture, just like looking at the actual, Bitcoin chart or the crypto chart. If you actually zoom out and look at it, it's like, oh, okay, it's not as crazy or as, I guess you could say, volatile as if we were to look at like a minute chart, if you will, or whatever. I can rant on about that forever because I know for me, emotions get high sometimes. Psychology is a mofo when it comes to investing, and we all work our butts off to put any capital we have left over in this space. Okay, so we want to make sure that it's put to good use so we can change the financial lives of our families. Anyways, we're going to continue. Welcome back to Crypto's Key Conversation. We're going to start with this from Alex Cobb outside of my rant here. And I thought this was interesting. Obviously, XRP Production makes a lot of comedy type posts and infographics, if you will, memes. And then Alex Cobb says, guys, XRP Production says, my conservative prediction for Ripple and XRP Community Party. Ripple announces full settlement with SEC. Ripple announces IPO. XRP runs past all-time high during the party. Gary Gensler's marched naked through crowd as well as we all yell shame. XRP does jello shots. XRPP does jello shots with B-Rad. And then David Short says only two of those things will happen. And then the comedy part about it is that you have a lot of people in here speculating as to what's going to happen at the proper party. I mean, this is just comedy, parody, however you want to say it. And even the likes of JD was talking about, I don't think there's going to be some sort of astronomical announcement. Who does, Ripple have to go through to get the approval to go to IPO? The SEC, right? They have ongoing litigation as we speak. Who knows what's going to happen with price? We may see, an increase due to, what do they say? Buy the rumor, sell the news type thing, or I think that's how they say it. Who knows? I just think it's funny, and it's good to kind of laugh at certain things and speculate on things, just to kind of, in a sense, almost in a sense, sometimes creating like a little fantasy world. Who knows? We can speculate. Hey, who knows? We can have the proper party and everything drop. You know what I'm saying? We have a spot Bitcoin ETF. No, I'm not going to be crazy. Come on now. I'm not going to be crazy. Moving on here. This is from Bill Morgan responding to Chris Larson. Where's my video at? Hold up. Yeah, so this video from Chris Larson, I think, is deep, and it really hits stuff on the head, but I wanted to touch on this first. So it says, I sincerely hope we're seeing the beginning of the end of the SEC's policy of regulation by enforcement. The courts are rejecting it, and now it's time for Congress to take the lead on crypto policy. And then Bill Morgan says, the SEC is now losing badly in the courts. What did I just do? 1 second. Losing badly in the courts, but they are still going on with it anyways, as you personally are experiencing. It is absolutely lamentable. And I looked up that word and it says unsatisfactory. Yeah, straight up. Let's listen into what Chris Larson says right here.
This administration made a really bad call.
At the city level or at the federal level?
At the federal level. They pretty much killed San Francisco from being what it was, the blockchain capital of the world. We owned it, and we don't anymore because the Biden administration, for whatever reason, decided they want to push this industry offshore. And so it's London, Singapore, Dubai that really are.
There's a lot said in just that little 20-second clip, man. And we've been talking about in this community, and we all see it. They are driving this innovation and growth and in just development in technology in this space offshores. And it's just shameful. It's a waiting game to kind of see how things roll out, man. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy that this is how if you're in the U.S., this is how things are operating in the U.S. It's shameful. Why would you want to be behind the 8-ball like that? JD's responding to Senator Cynthia Lummis. It says, our judicial system has rightfully upheld what I've been saying. SEC cannot legislate through enforcement. The path forward for establishing a federal regulatory framework for crypto assets must run through Congress. Okay, then JD says, Senator, when is the banking committee going to stop allowing Gary Gensler to avoid oversight? We need the committee to issue subpoenas and enforce those subpoenas. All of his meetings with Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX should be turned over. His emails with members of the banking committee like Elizabeth Warren should be turned over and made public. Can we please stop writing letters and making statements and engage in actual oversight? I mean, boom. JD hitting it on the head. I mean, we're tired of the letters. We're tired of these statements and writings and, these great posts trying to ignite the community, showing us that, you're fighting the good fight. It's like, no. When are things going to actually happen? Actually happen, actions. That's what we want. That's what this space needs. Justice, right? Fairness. Level the playing field. Do things the right way. Ignite prosperity, health, and growth of this innovation and the entrepreneurship in this space. Stop driving it offshores. Stop knocking down people in their small businesses and their small blockchain companies and bankrupting them. It's crazy, man. This was interesting. Mr. Huber had put this up. So Sammy.eth says, MetaMask just rolled out ETH to fiat withdrawals. 9% in transaction fees, and 5 minutes later, my fiat withdrawal dropped into my bank. So Mr. Huber says, just 9% in transaction fees. Oh, with the hard eyes, with the smiley face. And he goes, so let's say you want to cash out 10K. You only pay $900 for the transaction with Ethereum and MetaMask. So the reason why I put this on here is because, we showed the video clip in our last video talking about, it was Vitalik Buterin talking about, fees and, the you could say the whales, if you will, making money on those transaction fees. And we've been talking about disguised whales and how Joseph Lubin and them told them to make multiple pseudonymous identities so they can accumulate during the ICO phase of Ethereum. Who do you think's making a killing on all these transaction fees? And I was putting this on here because embarrassingly and not embarrassingly, because, hey, we all go through our process in this space. I try to dive into the NFT space and dive into the Ethereum ecosystem outside of just buying and hodling ETH. I try to actually engage and get into different things. And I paid an astronomical amount of fees. When I say astronomical, I'm meaning in my terms, okay? It's probably merely interesting to a lot of you out there, but for me, it's a lot. So I was just saying, humbling myself, saying, man, I remember when I paid, $400 or $500 for a transaction. I would do like a couple of those a week. I mean, that is crazy. When you have the likes of XRP and other platforms and ecosystems that don't cost that much, it's crazy. It makes me more excited about, Ripple and XRP, to be honest, and XRPL. There's a lot of exciting days ahead. Will Clemente had put this up. It says, big last few weeks for Bitcoin and crypto. Grayscale won lawsuit against the SEC around their spot ETF. PayPal launched a stablecoin. Visa utilizing Solana for payments. Shopify integrating Solana for payments. FASB approved fair value Bitcoin accounting. ETH ETFs filed. I mean, things are moving. And this is just a short list here. There's a lot of great things that's happened in the past few months, right? Even though, prices are where they are, there's still some FUD and negativity and all these things and Black Swan event coming. Hey, it's part of it. It's part of the game. It's part of the markets. So when it comes down, when you zoom out, a lot of great potential ahead. And then I wanted to touch on this right here. Pomp says all Bitcoin ETF applications should be approved at the same time. It will kickstart a multi-trillion-dollar bull market, and the free market can figure out the winners and losers. Well, it's showtime then, right? Currently sitting at a $1.0 trillion market cap. Bitcoin sitting at 25,747. Ethereum sitting at 1633. XRP sitting at 50 cents. Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at a 42. That's what I have for you. Make sure you come to the Crypto's Key Conversation YouTube channel. Follow us on x.com at CryptoIsKey1. I really appreciate your support out there. With all that being said, stay strong out there. Be safe.